Jim, how important was it to get that late equaliser and pick up the bonus point on penalties?
Of course, listen, I think before before the party game, I think if you'd have told us we'd be sitting on 5 points top of the group, we probably would have took it, knowing that coming here was always going to be difficult. If there was one away day you didn't want in the group, it was this one, because the pitch is extremely difficult, particularly on a day like today where it's bone dry and it's sticky. And I thought in the first half it caused us a lot of problems. We spoke about it in the warm-up, we spoke about it before we went out for the start of the game, to try and play in Queen of the South's defensive third of the pitch, because I felt early on, even though the first goal comes from it, we tried to play the short pass into the middle of the field, it gets cut out and we leave ourselves open. So it wasn't a day for trying to be pretty, there's no doubt about that. Second half was a lot better, we just went a bit more direct, competed better up front, picked up a few more second balls, and we managed to get out of jail, there's no doubt about it. I thought Queen of the South started the game really well and deservedly found themselves in front, which is concerning for me, and something that we'll have to make sure we eradicate going into the Motherwell game next weekend.
I'm sure you would have been disappointed with that first half. What do you say to the boys to the second half to try and get them going again in that second half?
Oh, listen, we caused our own problems in the first half. We made the 2 goals come from mistakes really from us. The first goal, we lose the ball cheaply in the middle of the park when it probably wasn't on to play it in there. We left ourselves wide open to the counter attack. Connor Shields, a player I know well when I had him at Alloa. He's got really good pace, and once he gets goal side of you, he's hard to catch. It was a hell of a finish from him, I have to say. The second one, Jamie McGrath does great defensively, but then we're trying to run the ball out of our own half, and they win it back off us, and then we're far too open again. Fitzpatrick just goes right through the middle of the centre halves, which again cannot happen against Motherwell next weekend. So there's plenty of things that we can learn from this afternoon's performance, which hopefully will stand us in good stead going forward. But I have to give praise to the players for the second half, not the overall performance. I'm not going to stand here and say we played brilliant football, because I don't think the surface allows you to do that, but I have to give them credit for the character that they showed, and the willingness to just keep going. Jamie McGrath puts a great delivery in for the first one, and bypasses everybody and goes into the back of the net, which is something that we work on and Jamie works on all the time with his set plays, and then the second one, obviously, decent ball in the box. Marcus is in there, it's a right back, and in there with the header, and a really good looping header over the goalkeeper. So I think it would have been an injustice if we'd have won the game, there's no doubt about that, but I think for the pressure that we put Queen of the South under in the second half, albeit we left ourselves open on a couple of occasions to the counter, we'll take it.
Yeah, after a break from the league for these Betfred Cup games, are you looking forward to kind of getting back into league action?
Yeah, absolutely we are. I mean, obviously, the run of form we've been on in the league has been well documented, but I think the last couple of games gave us a little bit of respite from that, and a chance to take a breath and to have a look at one or two things in the last couple of games. And we've seen plenty of things that we need to do better, but I've also seen one or two things that I'm quite pleased with as well. So look, we're top of the group, which is where we want to be after after the first 2 games. There's been some upsets along the way already to teams, and you see that last Tuesday, Hamilton going down to Annan on a similar type of pitch. It's difficult. Cove made life difficult for Hibs earlier. Today I see Peterhead beating Dundee United, so thankfully we're not one of those Premier League teams who have been on the end of a shock, but today certainly we came close to it.
Yeah, I know people will maybe point out the fact that it's lower league clubs we've played, but how pleasing has it been to score 6 goals over the 2 games?
Yeah, look, I mean, the Premier League teams are always favourites in the Betfred, and that's, I said last week, that's the way it should be. We are in full flow in terms of our league, in terms of fitness levels, and we should have the better players because the players are playing at a higher level, but they're not easy. You've seen that from Partick. Partick were excellent on Wednesday night, and then here today, Queen of the South, caused us 1 or 2 problems, but that's cup football. That happens in every country in the world, there's always going to be upsets and there's always going to be shocks. And I'm just glad today that we were able to, show real character to turn the result in our favour. And we weren't one of those Premier League teams that suffered defeat over a couple of games. Although, like I said, today we came awfully close to it.
Yeah, and 3 big league games coming up, all at home: Motherwell, Hamilton, and Dundee United. Have you kind of set a target for those kind of games?
Yeah, 9 points. I mean, look, we have to defend better. We have to get back to keeping clean sheets, to not being as open as what I felt we have been in the Partey game and today. The Friday night performance up in Pittodrie was excellent, and that's the way it needs to be going forward. That level of intensity, that level of aggression when we're all over the park. But also, I thought we played some really good football on the night against Aberdeen. So we've got 3 huge games coming up, but we'll just look at each one as they come along individually, starting with Motherwell. And it's great to be back on our own patch, and the boys will prepare as well as we always do for it, and hopefully we'll at the end of the Motherwell game be sitting there feeling good about ourselves.
Jim, thanks very much for your time.
Right, thanks, Jim.